FYI, when you see old people, they're not boomers anymore. The oldest millennials are now turning 45.
When were there millennial dinosaurs? And I don't mean like, oh, millennials are so old now. Like, we know, you told us already.
Not too long ago, I was actually celebrating my 38th birthday. 38 years old. You know, I'm technically at the age now where people are starting to get a midlife crisis, and maybe ultimately it's something that I am having. Maybe that's why I talk about these issues on this YouTube channel, is because I'm trying to figure out life right now. I'm trying to figure out what ultimately happened, not just to me, but to a lot of people when it comes to the awakening that the whole world is having right now. There might not be everyone coming to any sort of grand awakening, but for me, this is a minor awakening moment when I realized that millennials are middle-aged right now. A lot of them are going through midlife crisis, and that is crazy to me because it feels like 5 or 6 years ago, I would consider myself a young adult, and now I would consider myself closer to middle age than I am a young adult. Maybe in 2 years for sure I could say that. When you hit 40 years old, 100%, you are no longer a young adult. You are middle-aged. Wow, that is crazy to say out loud. I never really uttered those words, and I'm uttering it on YouTube, but it really does blow the mind when you think about that. And I feel like everything is kind of coming into place. Even when I look at myself in the mirror right now, and this is a freaky feeling. I don't know if you guys have ever had this. Do you ever look at yourself in the mirror and then not recognize that person anymore? I've had that moment, and I don't know if it's because, you know, being a young father, there it is again. Being a father right now to a 10-month-old child, you get less sleep, you're more stressed out all the time, your cortisol levels are through the roof. But I've noticed that I look older now. I have bags under my eyes that seem to not go away. I know on camera maybe I don't look that old, but I definitely feel it, especially on the inside. I've been getting gray hairs now in my beard, just a few gray hairs here and there, a few on the sides, especially around the sideburns. I'm getting old, and a lot of millennials are getting old now too, and a lot of them are starting to realize that as well. And we're going to discuss that in today's video, and also react to a bunch of people who are having that same realization. Let's discuss it in today's video.
FYI, when you see old people, they're not boomers anymore. The oldest millennials are now turning 45, and the oldest Gen X are now turning 61, which means you can't just look at someone old and call them a boomer, even though they're a boomer. Technically, that old person could be a millennial now, or a Gen X. FYI, when you see old people, they're not boomers anymore.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna definitely take care of myself as much as I can from this point on, because my God, I do not want to be called a boomer. I know it's just kind of a phrase, it's turn of phrase for older people now at this point that are kind of set in their ways, but my goodness, I am definitely going to start using more moisturizer on my skin, especially living in Alberta with how dry everything is here. Yeah, I gotta start taking better care of myself.
It's when were there millennial dinosaurs? And I don't mean like, oh, millennials are so old now. Like, we know, you told us already, we caught that one. I mean like literal dinosaurs. Like the dinosaurs that I grew up knowing, they're not the main character dinosaurs anymore. Like I was chatting to my nephews on the weekend and they wanted to chat about dinosaurs. Everything's dinosaurs at the moment. And I was like, cool, I can chat about dinosaurs. How hard can it be? I can get prehistoric. Turns out it's pretty hard. It's hard, guys. Like I was listing all the dinosaurs that I know, like Stegosaurus, Triceratops, T-Rex, Pterodactyl, the whole land before time set, and they were just looking at me like, oh, here she goes with her old lady dinosaurs again. Like that was the vibe. They rolled their eyes at me, which, I mean, sidebar, I don't think you should legally be allowed to roll your eyes until you're at least 18. You have not accumulated enough audacity for that yet. But yeah, they didn't want to borrow my dinosaurs, except for T-Rex. Like that's a perpetual main character, that one. But like they start listing their dinosaurs that they want to talk about, and I did not know a single one of them. Never heard of those words before. They could have been making them up. They weren't. I Googled, I checked. I fact-checked a 5-year-old. That's what I did on the weekend. I fact-checked a 5-year-old, and they were correct. There's a lot of dinosaurs that I do not know about at all. And I just never realized how much my dinosaur knowledge was influenced by popular culture. And obviously they've probably found some new dinosaurs since my time. I've missed some Missed some downloads, missed a couple of dinosaur upgrades. Congrats on locating the big bones. But man, I'm so out of my depth. So out of my depth on dinosaurs, which little paleontological dig pun for you there. But yeah, so if anyone's got some sick dinosaur facts, some knowledge that they want to send my way, I am open to learning, because I've got some nephews to impress, and you know, make it good, because you know they're going to be picking my nursing home one day, so make it good stuff. Thank you.
Are millennials turning into the new dinosaurs? It's funny that this is the video that I decided to do a topic on and react to, because I swear to God, last night on Netflix I started watching the original Jurassic Park, and we're talking about dinosaurs right now in today's video, and this wasn't on purpose. This is kind of all by accident. I wasn't even thinking about the video that I was going to do today. I was obviously browsing through some subjects here and there, but ultimately this was the subject that I wanted to discuss. But it's just funny because Jurassic Park, now we're talking about millennials being actual dinosaurs now.
I heard someone recently say that the reason why millennials, geriatric millennials in their 30s and 40s, the reason why we look so good in our 30s and 40s is because we took care of ourselves in our 20s. I had a Little Debbie, like a zebra cake, a ho-ho, oatmeal cream pie every single day at lunch from when I was like 10 till, I don't know, like end of high school. I think I fermented myself in Four Loko and Red Bull. I never took my makeup off in college when I was shit-ass drunk, and then would go to 8 a.m. classes in college the next morning still drunk. I went to tanning beds, like regular basis. I don't think I drank water until I was like 29. I doused myself in endocrine disrupting Bath & Body Works fragrances like multiple times a day. If it came from a package, I ate it. During my childhood, my high school years, my college years. Anyone in the Midwest know Gumby's Pizza in college? Gumby's Pizza, 3 a.m. All of those reasons are the reasons why I look so good.
Now, that's something I've actually heard on the internet when millennials are talking about why Gen Z look older than their age versus millennials seem to look younger for their age. Now, I don't know if I completely, buy into that logic. I think I look older than, I don't know if I look older than my age, but I definitely think in the last like 2 or 3 years, I feel like I've aged like 10 years in the last 3 or 4 years, seeing some of the gray hairs come in, wrinkles that don't seem to go away, and maybe that's on me a little bit for not taking as good care of my skin and stuff, but it definitely is eye-opening to see how old millennials are as well. Like the oldest millennials are all in their mid-40s now, which is crazy.
Seeing a lot of content about 40-year-olds and millennials in general reclaiming their lives. And I have a theory that if you look really young for your age, maybe it means that you still have so much more life to live. I am 40. I just ended a relationship, moved out, and I'm starting from zero. And I look like I'm 25, so maybe there's a reason for that.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Maybe ultimately the reason why I feel like I've aged quite a lot in the past 2 or 3 years is because 3 years ago I got married. We ended up getting a townhome together, so living together and having all these bills kind of add up has added some extra stress to my life, and then also the fact that we have a baby. So all of these factors is maybe the reason why I feel older and I'm ultimately looking older, because life has finally kind of caught up to me. Leave your thoughts about this down below in the comment section. Are you a millennial watching this video? Is it interesting to you to know that millennials are now kind of facing a midlife crisis? Leave it down below in the comment section, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.